Ever notice how those trusty old GPS units start acting like they have a mind of their own once the battery hits the 5-year mark? It usually starts with the screen flickering or the device just shutting down the moment you unplug it from the car charger. It is frustrating, especially when the hardware itself is still perfectly capable of getting you from point A to point B. That is where this little replacement cell from JIAJIESHI comes into play. It is designed specifically for a long list of Garmin models, including the Drive and Nuvi series. And honestly, it is a much cheaper alternative than tossing a perfectly good navigation system into a landfill. When you pull this out of the box, it feels exactly like the original component. It is lightweight, compact, and fits into the battery compartment without any of that annoying resistance that makes you worry you might snap a plastic tab. The capacity sits at 1100 mAh, which is pretty much the standard for these units. Now here is the thing about these third-party batteries. You are not just buying a piece of hardware, you are buying a bit of extra time for a device that probably has a lot of sentimental value or just works better than the newer, more complicated stuff on the market today. What stands out is the attention to safety standards. It is nice to see the certifications like FCC, CE, and RoHS listed right there. It gives you a bit of peace of mind knowing that this isn't just some random, unregulated cell that might overheat the second it starts charging. The installation process is straightforward, though you will need a small screwdriver and a bit of patience to pry open the casing of your GPS. Just take your time with the ribbon cables inside, and you will be fine. Now, is it perfect? Well, not quite. While the capacity is solid, don't expect it to turn your old GPS into a marathon runner. It is a replacement, not an upgrade, so it will perform similarly to how the device did when it was brand new. You might also find that the initial charge takes a little longer than you expect, so just let it sit plugged in for a while before you try to take it on a cross-country trip. It is also worth mentioning that you really need to double-check your specific model number against the compatibility list before hitting that buy button. These units look similar, but the internal connectors can be picky. The inclusion of a 12-month warranty is a nice touch, especially since most of these aftermarket parts come with nothing more than a shrug and a hope that they work. It shows the brand is at least standing behind the build quality. If you have a Garmin sitting in your glove box that has been rendered useless by a dead battery, this is a simple, low-cost way to bring it back to life. It is not flashy, and it is not going to change your life, but it does exactly what it promises. Sometimes that is all you really need.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.